Hello everybody, hope that you are good. What is going on with Bitcoin? It's not moving. We're still inside this range. We came to test the range lows again, but really, it's not moving, okay? It's quite stable at the moment. This is the 1 hour time frame, you can see. It's not moving, guys, you know? Okay, we're ranging here between 30k and 29,600, you could say, okay? So we're in this zone, okay? But nothing is really happening. Now, some people might say that we are in a, in a downtrend, in smaller time frame. Others might say that, this is maybe like an inverse head and shoulders, okay? And our price gonna go higher. But you guys know that I don't look for fixed patterns, so we're gonna try to understand what is going on here, okay? The first thing is that if we go into the 1 hour 50 MA, we can still see, that we're testing the 50 MA so many times as resistance, okay? All the time here. Again, all the time here. Last night we saw a fake out, okay? Here, it seemed like we were holding above the the 1 hour 50 MA, but then we fell again, okay? So you can see that the 1 hour 50 MA keeps pushing us lower, but at some point, I'll tell you, when there is a very clear resistance like this, okay, price sooner or later is gonna make the attempt of pushing higher, retracing and testing a support, and continue high, okay? Now, we can find some confluence for this idea. Basically, I'm telling you that what I was telling you yesterday, I still think that that's more likely to happen, okay? I mean, yesterday we saw some kind of a short squeeze, but I don't think that's enough because you can see the price hasn't really broken out of this zone. Now, if you go into the dollar index, okay, you're gonna notice that the dollar index is printing here a W formation, okay? It's quite interesting because you can see that we've been, the dollar index has been pumping, but if we go back to Bitcoin, it's, it's holding here. So that's showing some kind of strength for Bitcoin. Otherwise, dollar going up, Bitcoin should going down, okay? And that's not why it's going on, okay? Let's go back to the dollar index. Let's talk about the dollar index. So you go here, the dollar index. Sorry, there you go. Printing this W formation, of course, is gonna find some resistance here in this zone. Let me check it for you. Well, in this zone there should be some resistance. Also, if you go into the 4 hour time frame, I think that we have here the 4 hour 50 MA. There you go, okay? That's gonna be another resistance. And of course, this orange line, if you go into higher time frame, daily time frame, you can see that that should be quite a big resistance. Now, we were talking here, when we were in this zone, about the idea of pushing lower, okay? This is a 3 taps pattern, 1 tap, 2 taps, and we were talking about the idea of a 3rd tap with a deviation, okay? Now, I didn't think they was gonna go this low, but it could still be a big deviation if it gets confirmed, okay? If it's a deviation, of course it needs to get back inside this orange line, test it as support, and then go higher. Now, if this happens here, okay, if we get to this point, I can tell you that at this point the dollar index should go higher and Bitcoin should go lower, and that's when, for example, you could see Bitcoin breaking out to the downside of that range. But so far, that's not happening, okay? We're still here. If you go into the 4 hour time frame, this is the 50 MA, and I was telling you, if the dollar index wants to go lower, and this is truly bearish and it's not a deviation, okay, and it just wants to go lower, then don't expect the dollar index to retest this orange level over here, okay? Because it shouldn't get there if this is really bearish, okay? If this is so bearish, it should probably, come as high as this yellow line or the 4 hour 50 MA, somewhere like this, okay? Make a move here and then drop, okay? That's if the dollar index is bearish. Otherwise, if you start to see the dollar index, moving here, test this zone as support, another push higher, then it can consolidate above this zone. This is when you can expect the dollar index to have a very aggressive move up. Okay? I'll tell you, I still can't dismiss the idea that this is a deviation, okay? As long as I don't see another, like lower, okay? And a new low, okay? When that happens, I'll tell you, yeah, okay, that's that wasn't a deviation. The dollar index is going to continue going lower, okay? But for now, something tells me that this is a very psychological number, 100, okay? Make a deviation at 99 exactly, and then reverse, okay? It would be quite a psychological game, but, you know, it would make sense. Now, based on this idea of the dollar index, I was already looking at this since yesterday. Now, if you go into euro dollar pair, let's get there, okay? You're going to be able to see that euro was, you know, well, it did a very nice move up here, okay? And then here, you can see a lot of hooks to the upside, but price couldn't break higher. So then, you know, this plus the idea of the dollar index forming that W formation, you would expect the euro versus the dollar going to retest the 4-hour 50 MA, okay? And I think that's what is currently going on here. Now, you guys know that most of the time I'm trading cryptocurrency, especially Bitcoin, because that's the asset that I feel most comfortable trading with, okay? Sometimes I trade altcoins at the weekend, but that's not that often, okay? Only if I see a very high probability setup at the weekend developing in altcoins. And on the weekdays, today is the best example, okay? You have Bitcoin doing nothing. You have Bitcoin, you know, moving sideways. But if you go into Forex, you can see the dollar index, you know, forming a beautiful W formation at the same time that the euro dollar pair is looking quite toppy. Look at these 2 weeks here. That's very toppy, okay? That means that they've basically pushed price up to build shorts here, okay? And then, you know, with the idea or with the premise that the dollar index is forming that W formation, you could say, okay, at the same time that the dollar index is gonna go up, the euro dollar pair is gonna go down. Where to? The 4-hour 50 MA. Okay? So that's a trade that you could take this week when you see Bitcoin doing nothing. Okay? Now, if we go back to Bitcoin, I think this video is gonna be kind of like a mix of all types of markets. It's gonna be a strange video, okay? But if you go back to Bitcoin, it's showing, in my opinion, resistance, you know, for the fact that you have the dollar index doing the W formation and Bitcoin is moving sideways, okay? It's not going lower. Also, with the idea of this 1-hour 50 MA getting tested so many times, I'm pretty sure that we're gonna see one push up, retrace, here is where you can open along, and then continuation to the mid-range, okay? And here you could take probably a 3% trade, no, 2% trade-ish, okay? So that's one idea that I have for Bitcoin, but it's not, you know, you could be waiting for days. I mean, we've been waiting a whole day for this. We've been waiting now more than 24 hours to see this. And what Bitcoin did here is basically nothing, okay? You got a drop, then going back it, you had a fake out, okay? More consolidation, and then in one of these you'll probably see what I mean. Okay, but that's gonna take time. That's why you also have to look at other markets, and Forex, to me, it's a good market. Now, for those that are interested in Forex, I wonder why you guys trade. Well, I can tell you, like, the 100% of my trades in Forex are in this pair. Okay, euro versus the dollar. That's what I usually trade in Forex. Okay, because I like to use this chart as confluence. Okay, because when the dollar moves up, euro goes down, and vice versa. Okay, when the euro goes up, the dollar goes down. Okay, it's as simple as that. So that's what I like that chart. I know that some of you might be trading the pound with euro, for example. Have it safe here. Well, actually, you got something quite interesting here. Okay, because you got, let's go into the 4-hour time frame. You got here, wow, it's dropping quite heavily, but it's leaving this gap here, okay, that probably needs to get retraced. Okay, so now the point is to try to understand at what moment this can get retraced. Okay, for that I would go into lower time frame, and I would like to see, well, I mean, this looks like it might be forming a bottom. Okay, at least a temporary bottom here, which is not bad at all. Okay, then I would probably like to push a bit higher. Okay, maybe flip this level, and once I flip this level, maybe that's where I can try along towards this gap. Okay, that's another idea I have there for the British pound and the euro pair. More things. Talking about gaps, there is a gap in the SPX. Let me get there. Okay, I think this is the chart, the futures. Let me see here. Where is that gap? Let me see it. 4 hour time frame. I think it's pretty low. Okay, there you go. This gap here. This gap here, guys, it'll probably get retraced. Okay, and I know it's quite scary because this is a 6 or 7% dump. Okay, that's what I'm targeting now. Now, of course, you know, the S&P has been running very nicely to the upside. It's not very far away from the previous at the highest. Okay, it's only a 4% lower than at the highest. Now, the question if it's gonna get there or not. For that, I'll tell you, I'm not sure. I'm looking for a setup. I'm gonna tell you what it is now. Okay, we're right now at 4,600. You got here some resistance. Okay, I mean it's not very key level because you also have another key level here. Okay, let me mark it for you. This level might be even more important. Okay, 4,700. So what I'm waiting here is a deviation above any of these levels. Okay, to short. This means that, you know, we might be in a potential deviation. That would mean that you would need to see price coming back below this zone, test the resistance or consolidate on the resistance, and then here is when you could short towards this gap over here. Okay, and of course take some profits at the 4 hour 50 MA. That's one idea. But if we continue pushing higher, okay, then I'll be looking for a deviation here. Okay, and once I see the consolidation on the resistance, here is what I can short. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for, the S&P. But yeah, guys, let me wrap this up. Bitcoin is currently inside this range. We shorted this deviation. Okay, our position is from here because there was some consolidation here in the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so that's swing short. I'm still riding it. Of course, I've taken some profits in this zone. Okay, but I haven't closed the whole position because I'm still expecting that the most likely outcome is that Bitcoin falls off this range, okay, and goes to the downside. All right, now I want to talk in a minute when this could happen, okay, but first I want to also tell you that that's what we are looking in the bigger picture. And then in shorter term, this means literally for the next 24 hours, hopefully, okay, and Bitcoin can make a move. For all those day traders, including myself, okay, we're expecting Bitcoin to hopefully make a move up here, test the 1 hour 50 MA as support. Also now you have the confluence with this quarter of the range, okay, and then go higher to the mid range at least, okay, possibly to fill this liquidity pool over here. Let me mark it for you. You have one liquidity pool here, okay, and well, you also have one up here, but you know, at least get me this one fill. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm being patient. I'm waiting for Bitcoin to make that move. Push up, retrace, test the 1 or 50 MA support. You can long here, okay, and aim higher. Until I don't see this push up and the retrace, then I'm waiting, okay? I'm waiting. I'm watching Netflix with my swing short running, okay, until this happens. Then I'll probably leave this swing short continue running and then take this day trade, you know, to this zone here. All right, so that's what I'm looking for Bitcoin. But if we go now into the bigger picture, 4 hour time frame, this range, okay, when could Bitcoin fall off this range, go lower possibly, okay? Or if I'm wrong and actually Bitcoin just moves higher, okay, but we're expecting Bitcoin to come lower. Then, you know, the dollar index also has to decide if this is a deviation here, okay, if it's a deviation and it's gonna come back inside and do this, or if you wanna go lower, okay. I'm starting to believe that, you know, Bitcoin and the dollar index and also the S&P, that gap, you know, they might be waiting for one day, and that's next week. That's Wednesday at 6 p.m. UTC time. FOMC meeting, interest rate decision. They are anticipating, well, economists are expecting a new 25 basis point hike. because the Fed has been, saying so. So let's see what happens. If they give us that 25 basis points, then you could see maybe the dollar going up, reclaiming this level. Maybe you can see then Bitcoin falling off that range. Maybe you can see the S&P retracing that gap that we mentioned. Okay, so keep that date in your calendar. Next Wednesday, 26th of July at 6 p.m. UTC time. Before I finish the video and say goodbye to you guys, I wanted to say that if you support the content, of course, you can give a like, a comment, a subscribe. That's good for the algorithm, so the video shows to other users in YouTube. But also, of course, you can register with the referral link in the description in Bidjet, okay? It's an exchange that doesn't require KYC, unless if you are in the US, Canada, or Singapore, I think. You get $5 bonus when you log in. Also, if you deposit at least $100, you're gonna participate in the next giveaways of the trading course. Also, deposits over $200 get 10% payback. That means that if you, for example, deposit, let's say $500, then you're gonna get $50 back. And of course, if you deposit bigger amounts, then you get bigger rewards, okay? Bigger paybacks. All right. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.